Hey, greetings and salutations. Yeah, I've had a couple of commenters ask me in recent days, when am I going to see any bus content? When are you going to make another bus video? What about the bus? What's going on with the bus? Well, I've been working on it, but a lot of it's just really tedious detail stuff. Let's go inside and out of the wind. We'll talk about it for a minute. Well, as you can see, I've done nothing in the front, and I probably won't. I have finished out the trim around the windows. I don't know if this is going to show up or not, but they put in some mood lighting, and this is going to be pretty much hidden and out of sight once the trim is in. And it's going to be trimmed out like this. Anyway, but the reason I'm not going to go any further on the inside is because I don't need to. I'm at least not yet. I haven't done anything back here yet. Likely won't. Oh, I do have to. Well, I did. You see the little light coming through the tail there. I installed my cameras, my back camera, and there's another one up in the front, and one on each side, so that I can monitor what's going on here. But anyway, if you've been here for a while, you know that since last summer I've been working as feverishly as I can with getting the dart put back together. The whole goal with that was to get it in primer, an epoxy primer, and get it to a point where I could put in a key, crank it over, and back it out of the garage under its own power. I've exceeded that goal and actually reassembled the car, and it's got all the weather stripping and everything in it, and it could sit outside indefinitely, and it's going to be 100% waterproof. Or I shouldn't say that. I haven't put the key cylinders, the lock cylinders in the door yet, but it is to a point where I could put it in the trailer, and I could have my garage back. That project has reached its crescendo for now, and the other goal that I had was to get the dually operational and on the road, and you can tell from the last video that I succeeded in that endeavor. It's insured and registered. Still feeling a little bit violated over that, but it's done. And the trailer, after 20 years of ownership, has new tires on it and has some maintenance done to it, and that's also registered. So I hear a fly. Die, 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 die.
A few moments later.
Die. Now you're dead. Alright, so what with the bus? What about the bus? What have I done so far? Well, you know that a while back I had some electrical issues with the wiper motor. This is the ground wire for the diesel heater, I think. Yeah, this is the ground wire for the diesel heater, and I think I inadvertently drilled into the wiring harness. And when I put that wiring in there, this is, I don't know if this makes any sense here. This is a tube right here, and it goes all the way to the outdoors. It's open all the way out. That tube's not capped, so I injected foam into there. Now I can't get those wires out, so I ended up running new wires. And I will have to finish this piece because I gotta run a wire chase right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Plywood right now. If you haven't shopped for plywood apparently is very expensive right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna do anything with that. So the goal for the bus in the next couple of weeks is get this thing retitled and registered so I can do a shakedown run. In order for me to do that, pretty much the interior is done to the point where I can use it. This can turn into a king-size bed. The water is hooked up. The gas, everything works. The only thing I haven't tested is the water heater. But the shower's done. I need to do a little bit of caulking around the thing there. The refrigerator works. The air conditioners work. I was gonna get a new piece of plywood to fix this screw up, but I think I'm just gonna screw this in place and put some memory foam mattresses in here for the kids, and those bunks will be ready, and I can take this thing out and shake it down. What I do have to do before I get the thing retitled is I have to reinstall the wiper blades. Yeah, see, reinstall the wiper blades. Put my front bumper back on. I've got some 4-inch round LEDs I'm going to mount into the bumper for blinkers. I'll run these LEDs that are in the headlight housing. I'll run those as running lights. I have to get a new muffler because this one doesn't fit anymore. Coincidentally, this is also a catalytic converter, but I'm not putting in the cat. I'm putting in a muffler that's roughly 4 inches shorter than that and 7 inches instead of 10. Today I put a new coolant filter in and put a new O-ring in this to keep it from leaking. I've topped this off, and when I finish my battery cables, I can start this thing up and make sure that my fluid levels are where they're supposed to be at. My fuel cell. This is the fuel cell for the generator. And where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Here's the old filler neck. And I was having a hell of a time getting this cap out, and I thought I had to turn this, and I ended up poking a hole in the cap, so it was flooding the inside of the bay here with gas fumes. And I really didn't like this setup anyway. It's plastic, and this gasket's all sun damaged. I can get this new gasket, but I elected to do a spout here, and so I ordered this on Amazon or eBay. Quite frankly, at this point, I don't remember. But this mounting flange was smaller. This is 6 inches, and the mounting flange that came with this was 4.5, so it didn't fit. So I cut the old thing off, and Martin, my friend Martin over the Martin Built channel, he gave me a couple of sheets of this aluminum a couple years ago probably, and he was gracious enough to take that neck to this plate for me. And I got one screw here. All the screws, no problem, except this one, and it's spinning, and there's no way I can get a wrench on it now. So I'm just gonna have to try to install a regular nut instead of a nylock and see if I can get that to cinch down. Maybe put some red Loctite and kind of glue it in place. It's just crap like that, you know. Early on in this bus build, the battery compartment here housed a slide for two 8D batteries that went in lengthwise this way, and I repurposed those slides for my LP setup over here. This is for my LP tanks. I really don't want to use the 8D type batteries. So a few years ago I bought these, what are these? Type 31 battery. And I bought 3 of these. And they're 925 cold cranking amps each. So that would have gave me 27 75 cold cranking amps if I would hook them all up in parallel. And that would have been, quite frankly, that would have been enough, but I've been using one as my house battery, and I really wanted to have a fourth one. Well, I got these, like I said, I got these 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, from Tractor Supply here in town, and they don't sell this brand anymore. And I went looking on the interwebs, and they're like $230 each. So I'm not gonna buy a Type 31 for $230 when I can get two 8Ds for about the same money. It was $289 with the core. But the only problem was that I rebuilt this battery compartment to house 4 Type 31 batteries, and the 8D batteries didn't fit. I can't get 2 of them side to side. I can get 2 of them if I stack them. So I built this battery shell, and I'm probably gonna have to relocate my battery disconnect if I use it at all, but I gotta make new battery cables. So those won't be here till the end of the week. The bits for the battery cables. I think I'm gonna call Napa right now and see if I can get 3/0 cable, because I need about a foot of each. A foot of red and a foot of black. So once that's in, then I can, once that battery goes in there, then I can bolt this down, and then I'll have a ratchet strap that goes across the top, and a couple blocks of wood that fit in here between this plate to keep it from the battery from bouncing and shorting out against this steel. There you can see my backup camera, and I've got one in the front too, and the side cameras. There's the one on the front. So here's my rear bumper. Here's my front bumper. Put a receiver hitch on there. These are my front blinkers. From a mechanical perspective, I got a tire here that has a leak, and I don't know why. I need to find that out. And I have a leaking hub seal over here on this one. There's gear oil coming out the back of the backing, the brake backing plate. So I need to get that taken care of. Try to put those in there, something like that, on each side. Yeah. And then I'd really like to replace these because I don't like the way this came out. This reverse light doesn't cast enough light to see anything. Although it might cast enough light for that reverse camera. But you know, at this point in a game, I need to get this thing, I need to get it inspected, retitled, and I need to get it, I need to shake the thing down. I need to get some forward momentum on this. So that's what I'm working on right now. So there's your bus update. Yeah. What else I got going on here? I got some, you know, this piece here is for the, is this my white? Yeah. This piece here is for the top of the door for the weather stripping. A couple coats of paint on that. Yeah. There. I painted the bumpers with Pure 15 paint, and I didn't have enough to do both sides of this bumper, but and like I said, I painted the back side of both these bumpers with the rattle can, with the gray, the Rust-Oleum gray. This smoke gray. And I have some here that could run through my HVLP gun. I think I'm just going to pick up a couple of cans, just a couple of rattle cans, and maybe 3 rattle cans, and paint these bumpers with a rattle can and be done with it. And then I can mount them and be done. So hopefully by the end of the week, I can have this thing to a point where I can actually take it down and have it inspected. See, the way it works in Nevada, I got to take this to a mechanic that services equipment like this. And as a certified mechanic, and he's got a little sheet that he has to check the boxes on. And one of the things is the windshield. I have this crack. It runs right here. I've tried to get some adhesive in there, some repair stuff in there. I didn't get all the way in. But I'm hoping that I can convince them to pass this thing, even with this little crack in here. There's nothing in the field, just down here in the corner. And that's been there since I bought the thing, so not that that's gonna matter. Just really don't want to buy a windshield right now. And I like the way that turned out. That's nice. Coincidentally, here's the issue that I was having with the generator fuel tank right here. The generator's back there in that cabinet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 feet away. I need to tie that up too before it gets ripped off. So there's the fuel line. The problem is, I tried using a electric fuel pump. In fact, it's still here. And that's the lowest pressure electric fuel pump that I could find. And it was still too much. It would overpower the needle and seat and just flood the engine out. So I put a pulse pump, just a really inexpensive pulse pump that uses the crankcase pressure. Here it is right here. To suck fuel through the fuel line. This goes to the head, and every time the piston goes down, it creates a vacuum. And there's a check valve in here anyway. That's a pulse fuel pump for a small engine, and that works great, except that if you let it set for a couple of days, all the fuel would siphon back down to the tank. And that pulse pump wasn't enough to draw the fuel up out of the tank and up above and across. So I jury-rigged it. What I did was, in the event that this sits for an extended period of time and the fuel evaporates out of the bowl and out of the fuel lines, I have an electric fuel pump here. I can pump pressurize the fuel system, get it started. And then there's a check valve here. And then this, once there's fuel in the line, there's another check valve here that doesn't allow fuel to drain past here, because there's always fuel in this line then. And then that's enough. It should be enough to keep the fuel line loaded with fuel. And we'll choke it. Oh, I can't start it because I can't use the electric start because the battery's unplugged. Fortunately for me, it has a full start. Oh, Lord, cigarette. There we go. It's been about 2 weeks since I started that, so. Oh, Jesus. Smells like a lawnmower. So I've got battery terminal ends on the way. I got a muffler on the way. Once the muffler comes, I can install that. I don't really want to run it with a muffler, but they're going to look for one in the inspection. If it's not there, they're going to ding me. I just know it. So I might as well just put one on. I just took this piece off. This was on the end here, right? Like so. And I think it was to get it under the bumper. Anyway, I took this off and I peeked inside the muffler. Is that even showing up? I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's a catalytic converter. I'll be selling that for scrap too. So if you're wondering what's happening with the bus, for a long time, nothing. Although I'll say, my friend Ron came out here last month from Michigan, and he spent a few nights in there. So he said it was a little bit cold. I don't have the weather stripping on the front door. So he said the heat pump wasn't really working as well as it should, but I had that diesel heater and that thing that'll cook you out. So it is what it is, which reminds me I need to get some more. Damn. This is why it's hard to do a project like this, because every time you turn around, there's more money to spend. So it's very expensive, very expensive. So there's your bus update. I think the next bus video I do will go through the process of how I did the retitle, right? What it's going to take to retitle. Your state may vary, but here I'll show you the process here in Nevada. So I hope that answers your questions. I hope it gives y'all you bus aficionados the fix that you need. Hey, if you want to help a brother out, one thing you can do is smash the like button, share this video. If you shop on Amazon, check the links in the description where you can do all your Amazon shopping. Challenge a little bit of commission if you do. It doesn't cost you anything extra. I just get a couple of pennies, and every penny counts. If you want to throw me a couple of bucks, I would really appreciate it. There's PayPal if you want to support the channel on the monthly. There's Patreon. If you can afford to do any of those things, it would mean a bunch to me. Thank you in advance if you can afford to do that. And if you can't afford to do that, it probably means we're cousins. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing. And if you do, click the little bell icon. That way you get post notifications. Until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep it powder dry. Have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.